Hey, welcome back to Club Junkies Thursday night league. What's in the bag? We are on to week 5. We have a 20-week league, and we are a quarter of the way through, which is kind of crazy. It feels like we just started, and we're already 5 weeks in. So last week, week 4, was an okay week. Finally went above 40, shot 41, but to my credit, I had an 8 on the card. So 41 with an 8 was still a decent round of golf minus 1 hole, and it literally was 1 hole. On 16, sniped my drive dead left, was behind a tree, just tried to hit the safe, easy shot to punch out, caught like the very bottom limb, ball, never found it, couldn't find it, looked all around the tree, looked everywhere, never found the ball. I actually thought it just skimmed, it barely made a sound, so I thought it skimmed through and made it out, and it was just in the rough. Never found it, so had to go back to where it was, drop another one, then flared a shot into the bunker and just kind of made a mess of the hole and made it 8, which was a bummer. Because I didn't play amazing. I was scrambling. I was kind of getting up and down. I was doing things to save bogeys and pars, and I should have been under 40, which is a bummer. But made an 8 on 16, and that stinks. But, you know, things that went well, driver was extremely solid except for that one drive. That's the only one that was bad. The rest of the round, I mean, I walked off on 10, just piped one down the right side. Almost made it in the fairway. It was just on the second cut, but that QI35 LS with that Atera EC1 gray was phenomenal. Hit it there, hit it on 11, hit it just right, but hit it way down on the rough, but way down there far enough where I just had like a 8 iron or 9 iron into the green. On the par 5, I absolutely just nuked it around the corner. Hit such a good shot there. So that was really good. Driver hit solid all day. Only hit 3 wood once on 9, but it was a perfect shot right down the right side. It actually ran through the fairway a little bit where it curves, so I was in the first cut there. Irons, the Ippon AF 307s were actually really good. The feel is phenomenal. They're so soft. They just feel great. Even when you catch it a little off the toe, a little off the heel, those mishits, they're still really soft. No real harsh vibration, anything like that. Hit those solid all day as well. Even a few that I didn't hit great. Hit them off the toe a little bit. I was able to find the green or just like short right or something like that. It was really good shots. And for a Forged CB, you don't think about it being as stable and forgiving as they were. But they really were. And then good shots, solid shots, I mean, were just perfect. So really high, nice ball flight. And the turf interaction from that sole, really, really good. Got through the turf quickly. Divots were shallow. Hadn't rained in a little bit, so it wasn't crazy soft. But no problem there in terms of getting through the turf really quickly. But those irons are really, really good. So hit those solid. And then the Kevin Burns putter, I putted well. I made a great putt on the first par 3. Left it a little short. And then my wedge shot, again, it just kind of checked up on me. So I had up the hill. Made a little right to left breaker, saved my par there. And then other than 16, hitting, just being frustrated, getting to the green and kind of hitting 110 feet by. Other than that, I putted really well all day with that thing. I didn't make any 20-footers, but I was leaving everything right around the hole, just missing on the, on the edges and things like that. So hit it really well. The only thing I really didn't hit hybrid. Hit it one time on 15 and kind of flared it out to the right. It wasn't a great shot, but I ended up, pulling a bogey out from the trees, which was all right. So the wedges were pretty good too. Got up and down. Other than the bunker shot on 16, hit wedges really well. And I just scrambled around and shot 41. So not too bad. But we'll have, and I did birdie the par 5, I believe, because I was down there pretty close. So anyway, 1 birdie, few bogeys, and an 8, 41. And we are on to week 5. So week 5. Hoping for a little better outcome here, and we're going to throw some, 14 new clubs in the bag, because why not? So we'll start off on driver, like we always do, and we're going to go with something a little different. We're going to go with the Callaway Elyte Triple Diamond TD, so the Tour Draw model. And I typically play a draw anyway, so you'd think like I wouldn't really choose this model, but hitting it, at least indoors, I didn't draw it as much as I thought. I actually had kind of a more right start line with it, which was pretty interesting. And I was hitting it next to the Triple Diamond Max, and this actually launched a little bit higher, spun a little bit more, even though it shouldn't. So it'll be interesting to see out on the course what it's going to do. But this is a 10-5 head set to heavyweight back, lightweight forward. Should be a little bit more forgiving. But this thing will be really interesting to see how it goes out on the course and with real swings. The hosel set to NS, so the stated loft 10.5, neutral lie angle, and we've got this thing shafted up with a Mitsubishi Tensei 1K black. So this is kind of a stock offering by a lot of companies, but lower launch, lower spinning, and like I said, indoors, I was kind of launching and spinning this a decent amount, so we'll see kind of how it goes. This isn't the lowest spinning head in the Callaway lineup like it kind of is slated as, at least not for me. So we'll see if this maybe works out well for a little bit lower launch and lower spin. But I'm kind of excited to see how this head goes, and the Elyte stuff has been really, really good. So there we go, Elyte Triple Diamond TD as the driver. For 3-wood, we're kind of going with a rare guy. You don't see a lot of these, I feel like, in the bag, probably more because of cost and what these things cost, but we're going with the Ping G440 LST 3-woods. This is the 15-degree 3-wood. I've actually got the hosel set to the small plus, so we're going up 1 degree, and I think it makes it just a touch upright as well. But this thing here, hitting indoors, the ball speeds on it are fantastic. It comes out maybe just a little bit flatter than some other 3-woods for me, but great ball speed. The sound is actually, I love the sound of the Ping G440s. This is the one that kind of sounds a little bit tongy indoors, it kind of has that kong to it. So we'll see how it goes outdoors because things always change there. But I love the kind of the slightly deeper face on this one. Should be easy to hit off the tee. Definitely long off the deck. We're playing the front 9, so we're not going to hit driver a ton. We'll hit 3-wood on a couple holes, probably 1, maybe 2. And then, depending on the par 5, maybe I'll have 3-wood. So far, I'm 2 for 2 on 3-woods into that par 5. So this one here could be something that's definitely long and easy to hit. But a really good 3-wood here, kind of a bigger profile. And the nice thing is when you move it up 1 degree, it doesn't sit really shut. It still looks square at address, which is really, really nice for my eye. So this is shafted up with the Ping Tour 2.0 Chrome. This is a 75 stiff. These are probably some of the best stock shafts out there. This thing is actually, everybody believes it's kind of made by UST, and it's kind of a version of the Element shaft that was out, but really solid, really smooth, and it has a stouter feel than you think. This is more the kind of mid-launch one. The black is kind of lower launching. This is the mid-launch, still low spin, but I've hit this in driver, hit this in fair or in hybrid. I've hit a bunch of these Tour 2.0s, and they are really, really good. So going with the 3-wood, the Ping G430 or 440 LST 3-wood. Now, instead of 7-wood, we're going to go hybrid because, again, we're playing the front 9, so 7-wood doesn't really have a spot, and there's a lot of spots where I can hit hybrid off the tee. Usually, depending on the wind, 2, 3 for sure, maybe 4 depending on wind. I should hit it on 6 instead of driver, but I a lot of times hit driver there. And then, I could hit it at 9 depending on the wind. But we're going to go with the brand new Cobra King Tec 3-woods. This is a 3 hybrid, 19 degrees. It's got twin movable weights. We've got the heavy weight out in the toe, lightweight in the heel, so it should be pretty neutral. This new one here is definitely more compact from face to back, definitely smaller, really compact, kind of got a nice player's look to it, very matte finish, a little bit of carbon on top. But with the FutureFit 33, the 2 movable weights, you can really dial this thing in. And if it's anything like the previous King Tec models, which I played, very anti-left if you want to set it up that way. So I'm going to leave it in A1, played at 19 degrees. I just put the heavy weight out in the toe to make it a little bit more neutral, but I'm really excited. Got a deeper face on this, so off the tee, on holes like 2 and 3, this thing should be really good and should be really easy to hit long and far off those tee shots. Now this one here just has the stock shaft. This is the Mitsubishi MMT hybrid, 80-gram model here in stiff. So not the best feeling shaft in the world. It's a little dead personally, but it's a mid-launch and tight feeling shaft. So it's consistent, mid-launch, kind of lower spin. And it definitely works. It's something that if I like the head, I've got a shaft or 2 laying around that could go in here. But we are going to go with this Cobra this week because off the tee, it could be used a fairly decent amount. So that'll be the 3-wood or 3-iron, 7-wood type area. And then we get into irons, and irons we're going to combo it up just a touch. 4-iron, we are going to go with the Mizuno Pro Fli-Hi. So this is the one that came out last year. I've had the previous one before this, and it was pretty good off the tee, but I couldn't hit it off the deck. This one here is super underrated. I think in terms of utilities, if you're looking for something you could hit off the deck, hit off the tee, it's got speed, it's got height, it just does it all really well, sounds and feels great. This thing is, it's really solid. Definitely feels softer than the previous one, but it's easy to hit off the deck. I can launch it in the air, hit it higher than most regular 4-irons that I play, but it's still long enough off the tee, and it looks good when you set it down, sounds and feels good as well. So I think they shortened up the blade length just a touch. Looks really good compared to last year's model, but this is the Pro Fli-Hi. This is the 4-iron version. I believe it's like 22 degrees or something right around there, but a great matchup for a 4-iron. And this actually just says the same thing, has the stock shaft in it. This is a steel fiber, an Aerotech Steelfiber HLS 880 stiff. And I like the steel fiber stuff. I play 110s and a handful of irons. This stuff feels good. It's super consistent, and it definitely, for me, tends being like more like mid-high launch, which for this club works out perfect. I want something that gets it up high. If I was ever to hit this thing into the green, it's going to have some bit of control landing when it gets there. but it still launches it high and gets it out there far enough off the tee where I don't have to worry about, being an extra club or so out because I took 4-iron off the tee. So Mizuno Pro Fli-Hi will be the 4-iron. And then for the irons, we're doing it. We're going to go what I thought was going to be the gamers this year. We're going to find out on course. So far on the range, on the mats and simulators, everything. This iron has been so good to me. But this is the Cobra 3DP Tour. So the brand new 3DP Tour, this is the 3D printed one. Total hollow body, all the kind of a lattice structure inside, and then 2 huge pieces of tungsten in the heel and toe. So this one's awesome. I know mine paint fill wise has a little kind of a bluish sea, which is something I liked. But this thing here, when you set it down, looks very bladish. It's very compact, very small. But when you go to hit it, it actually has a little bit of speed. It's definitely got stability. It's got a little bit of forgiveness. While it's not like hollow body in a sense where its face is super thin and hot, the face is thicker and it's supported with some metal behind it. It is definitely something that's not built for speed. It is built for control. So it's got some spin, sounds and feels really good. Looks fantastic from address, but overall, how they pack all that stability, forgiveness, a little bit of speed, all that stuff into an iron that kind of looks like a blade from address is phenomenal. And it's only because of 3D printing. So very cool. Super excited to finally put these out there on the course. I've been kind of holding off because it's one of those I don't want to meet your heroes. I was a little scared that if I don't play well, I might lose some confidence in it. But these things are going in the bag. And these are shafted up. We're going to go 5 through pitching wedge. And these are, 5 through gap wedge. And these are shafted up with True Temper Dynamic Gold mid 115 S300s. So just the stiff version. I've actually liked this shaft a lot. It was funny. I kind of grew away from Dynamic Gold for a while, and then somebody sent in, I can't remember what set, first came in with these shafts in them stock, and I hit them, and I was like, wow, those are pretty good. I hit those pretty solid. And then I hit them with my P770s, really liked them there. And then I've hit them in a handful of irons now. So just a nice shaft, gets the ball up in the air, but still has that good Dynamic Gold feel, still really consistent. It's not like that wet noodle. Just because it launches high doesn't mean it's like that wet noodle, totally loose. You don't know where it's going. It definitely has some stability and some accuracy to it. So those are going in there. We're going to go 5 through gap wedge in these. And then, since we're playing gap wedge, we just moved to sand wedge in the wedges, and we're going to go with the Vokey SM10. So the first one's going to be the SM10 5614F. So this is the full sole high bounce 56 degree. I got fit for these out at TPI, and I tell you what, I love this sole. You can kind of just, whether it's a kind of a fuller shot or shots around the green, as long as you're not kind of trying to open the face crazy up on a tight lie, this thing works really well. Out of the trap, it's phenomenal. And I'm a guy who plays a 56 out of the trap instead of a 60. So this thing here, I kind of use all around. And for playing shots kind of square, with the face square to the target, it works really well. It doesn't dig at all. Gets you the turf quickly, floats in the sand. I think it's a super underrated grind. You're starting to see more 14Fs out on like tour and stuff too. So this is just one of those ones where it doesn't have all the fancy grinding and relief and all the crazy stuff on it, but man, it just works really well. And these things spin well, all that. These are the raw ones. So they do have some rust and all that, and a little BK, my initials stamped all over them. So this is shafted up with a Nippon Modus 105. Interesting enough, when I got my fitting, we were kind of going between shafts. And when I do fittings, I try not to look at what it is. Just hand me the club and let's go. And yeah, these are what he ended up on. So get the ball up in the air, nice high flight, have some spin to them, and they feel pretty good as well. So Modus 105s in these. And they tend to match up fairly well. I know some people, it's like, oh, it's too light, especially when you're going with, a heavier iron shaft. It really doesn't bother me. I can play it. It's just fine. So then lob wedge. Lob wedge, we're going to go with another Vokey, but this time we're going to go with a Wedgeworks special. This is the Vokey Wedgeworks V-Grind. So this came out last year, and I was a big fan of A+ grind. I got fit into a 60S, 10S. I didn't love it so much. I didn't hit it that great. I was kind of inconsistent. A+ grind came out, hit that really well, really loved A+. And then was playing that up until this came out. And then V-Grind kind of came out at the end of the year. I got my hands on this thing, and I've really loved the sole. It's got a little bit more bounce to it than, say, L or even A+. It's a little bit higher bounce even than T-Grind, but it's got a ton of trailing edge, toe and heel relief. So this thing, you can open up a little bit if you need to. If you need to hit one high, when you play it square, it plays with a little bit more bounce. It's still good out of the bunker, but it's off tight lies out of the rough, the ball's sitting up. All that. It works really well for all of those. So I've been a big fan of this, kind of fell in love with it last year, and it was kind of my gamer all through last year as my 60, or at the end of last year, so the last couple months of that. But a really solid 60, very versatile, especially if you're looking for something that's versatile but has some bounce. I think the V grind is spectacular. So playing up here in Michigan, you do get some softer lies, and it works really well in that. And this is shafted up with just the standard Wedge Works shaft, which is pretty much a Dynamic Gold S200. So a little bit lighter than an S300, but kind of plays the same. So a little bit heavier than the sand wedge there, but overall just a solid package. I was going to reshaft this with a different shaft, and then I just kind of hit it well and decided it's going well. It's not broke. You know, you don't have to fix it. So left it as it is. So 60 V grind from Vokey. And then for putter, we are going to go with what I'm kind of hoping again will be the gamer. So we're going to try to do gamer irons and gamer putter and a little bit of gamer wedge. We got some gamer pieces in here, we hope. We'll have to see how they perform on the course though. But this is the brand new Bettinardi Queen Bee 16. So it's kind of got it's a standard blade shape, but the bumper shaping on it is totally different. Instead of having kind of like, rounded off bumpers, they kind of like scooped off some of them, which gives it kind of a unique look while still having kind of like a wide body blade type of look to it. So you got a little longer sight line in the flange, but a little different look from the bumpers there on the heel and toe. But I really like how it looks from the dress. I remember when I saw these on tour, I think I mentioned to my guy Bettinardi, he was like, wow, I love that look. That looks so good. And he kind of hinted like, hey, just wait, maybe you'll see one. But this kind of rose goldish type finish looks really good. And of course the face, I am a sucker for honeycomb milling from Bettinardi. For whatever reason, honeycomb milling just pulls me in. I think this is like the micro honeycomb mill on the front, but a little firmer feel, a little bit more click compared to some other face millings, like some of the deeper lines and deeper mills. This has a little bit more sound, a little bit more feel to it, but still feels really soft and really, really nice there. So hoping I putt really well. Down here, I've been putting with it, and it's fantastic. It feels great. It just has like a nice feel through the stroke. Like it just works for me. And then this is shafted up with a Fujikura MC 115 firm putter shaft. So this is kind of a stiff. They make an extra firm and they make a softer version. And this one here is kind of the perfect thing. It's a little bit stiffer than steel. It's still got a ton of stability. You can really feel the head. It's stiffer, but it's not like crazy insane stiff. The extra firm version of this is wildly stiff, but this one here is just a good mix. You give a little bit of feel to it, and it just softens up the putter just a touch, reduces just a touch of vibration, which is good. And on here is a Super Stroke Traction Pistol GT 1.0. I have a couple of these laying around, the older Traction one, but the shape didn't change from this to this Energy. So on here, it's a good fit, and I like the feel of this grip. So this is the putter setup, cut down to 33 inches. So a little bit shorter, but I'm not a tall guy. I'm only 5'9", so that is, not needed. I don't need a 35-inch putter. So that is the putter for this week. That are all the clubs. And then for ball, we're going to go with, I know it's in a white box here, but this is the new Callaway Chrome Tour Triple Diamond ball. So kind of interesting. I was debating whether to put this in the bag. This is kind of their slightly firmer, lower spinning ball. Lower spinning off the driver. Long game still spins around the green. But it's meant to be a little bit lower spinning off driver and stuff. So I don't know if I necessarily need, the lowest spinning thing there, but I want to try this ball. It's brand new out, and it should be a nice warm day where the firmness of this should be fine. But I'm going to go play this guy and see how it goes. It might be a little bit flatter trajectory for me, but again, we'll find out as we play it. So the brand new Callaway Chrome Tour Triple Diamond will be the ball, and that is it. So excuse me, that is what's in the bag for week 5 of Club Junkie Thursday Night League. And let's hope we play a little bit better. I'll, of course, report back next week with how everything went, what went well, what didn't. And hopefully we see another round in the 30s. So chip in next week, and we'll see how it goes.